Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lotus Spirit Tarot. My name is Shannon Colleen. This is your message. So this is a timeless message for anyone who comes across it. Whenever you come across it, this is the message that Spirit wants you to hear. Before we get started on this, I want to, thank each and every one of you for your support of this channel. I am just so grateful to have all of you to be here and to support and to give the thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. And I cannot tell you how grateful I am. So thank you very much. I also want to talk about our Patreon channel for a moment. Over there, we put up videos that inspire us to live our best lives, whether that's motivational, tarot, oracle readings, whatever comes across that I feel like Spirit needs you to hear in particular. And we are a community over there that inspires one another. And it's truly meant to have you live your best life. So check that out. The link for Patreon is in the description box. So I highly recommend you check that out and become part of our community over there. So with that being said, I'm always curious on these messages. They pop up whenever Spirit says, hey, it's time to do one, and usually resonates pretty deeply. So let's see what Spirit has to say for you. Angels, guides, ancestors, divine source creator, what is the overall energy for this message? Divine source creator, what is the overall energy for this message? Please show us clearly. What is the overall energy? Show us clearly. What is the overall energy? Show us clearly. Divine source creator, what is the overall energy? Thank you. All right, guys. So we have here sacred purpose, and I kind of really was feeling this, right? The eternal flame, the ancestral legacy is what it says on this card. It is number 43. 4 and 3 is a 7. In numerology, that is very spiritual. So I really feel for a lot of you, I'm getting a couple messages here. One is you're looking for your sacred purpose. What is it that I can put out there? What is it that I'm supposed to do with my life? Where am I supposed to go? Where's my tribe? Where's my community? Those kind of questions. And I will tell you, the divine will tell you this. I will tell you this over and over again. Your sacred purpose is to live in happiness and joy. So whatever brings you happiness and joy, that is your purpose. Now, that can be in a work setting, that can be in a relationship setting, that can be in a self-love setting, it can be in hobbies, it can be in, things you do that bring excitement into your life. There are some people that are very passionate about certain things out there. And if you haven't found yours, it's okay. Just keep trying different things until there's something that brings you complete joy and happiness, okay? The divine is saying people tend to look too hard for it. Your sacred purpose is really just to find your happiness. If your happiness is, I don't know why they're showing me this. Maybe somebody has a big passion about this, is cleaning up litter and volunteering that, then that is part of your purpose. If it brings you joy to be an accountant because you help people with their finances, their money, then that is your purpose. Don't overthink it. Just do the things in life that bring you joy and happiness, and that is your purpose. So that is for some of you to hear, because I know I was one. I will raise my hand, guys. I always thought I had some bigger purpose, but I could never figure out what it was, right? I was like, oh, why am I here? What is my purpose here? Am I here to just live this ordinary life of getting up and going to work and paying bills and repeating the cycle? I was not one who knew my purpose when I was 5. I had no idea what it was. I just kept trying different things. And I think that's really what the divine is trying to tell you is don't try to look for it in a sense like you're never going to find it. If what makes you happy is gardening, that is part of your purpose, okay? I hope that makes sense to a lot of you. We tend to want to make it bigger than it is. Now, for others of you, I do want to bring this up because this is really, really big. And I think it's really big during this time frame that we're living in now. This ancestral legacy is about breaking ancestral cycles. It is literally scientifically proven. It's so funny how Spirit brings things in front of me. I watched something yesterday that talked about this scientifically, where we really do carry on emotional DNA from our parents, their parents, etc., right? And it's literally in our emotional DNA. And I'm talking emotional DNA, emotional blockages, emotional hurts, emotional shames. And we don't even know it. We don't even know it, right? But it is literally programmed into us while we're in the womb. And so I feel like for a lot of you, your sacred purpose is that you're here to break that cycle, to not pass that on. All right. So how do you do that, right? I know the divine was just like, oh, they're going to start asking, how do you do that? You recognize it and you remove the emotional blockages. And there's so many ways for you to do that. There's a ton of ways. Acupuncture, EFT, Reiki. I mean, there's so many ways to do that. And I feel like a lot of you know that. You're like, I don't understand because I truly don't feel like I have a blockage around money per se. But maybe your parents did and their parents did. And that is what's blocking you from your success. So you don't realize it because you're like, I totally have this great relationship with money, yet I seem not to have any, right? You got to go deeper. This is a message about going deeper. This is a message about doing the real work that is necessary. Okay, it's not just about affirmations, which are wonderful and I use them. It's not just about journaling and scripting, which I use them. It's about even getting deeper. All right, and writing a letter, right, to your parent, maybe, let's say. I love you. I'm so grateful for you, but I am going to let go of the emotional attachments that you had to money as it being evil or mean. Maybe you write that letter. But all I can tell you is that this is a very deep message saying for a lot of you, you are breaking these cycles and they need to be broken. We are entering a different era now where we're realizing how much emotion really is a big contributing factor to how we lead our lives. Okay? And it's that healing process. It's that we're going to let go and release that ancestral legacy. And it might not be money for you. It might be relationships. Who knows? But now is your time to heal from that. Now is your time to step up. I really feel like all of you watching this, it's your time to step up. It's your time to step up and say, I recognize what has been passed down and I'm going to break that cycle. So this is very powerful. And I knew it going into it. I had to mentally prepare for this because I could feel it. Now, this isn't a bad thing. It might be emotional for some of you. Some of you might get a tear here or there, go, oh my gosh, yeah, that is me. That is my life. Those are my ancestors. This is what was passed down. Some of you recognize it, but you're just confused on how you break the cycles. You'll find your way. Again, you will find your way to remove those blockages and to release those energies, to allow good energies to come in. But this is big. I mean, it's probably one of the biggest messages I've ever been asked to give. So it's time, right? It's time. You know, it's funny, eternal flame. I'm going to touch on that too. I know this is pretty long introduction, but I do what Spirit asks. If you guys are familiar with Marvel and the comics and the movies, in Thor Ragnarok, there is a scene where they have the eternal flame. And the eternal flame talks about being reborn, okay? And that's kind of what's going on for you. You are being reborn, not in the sense of, don't think religion, you know, oh, you're born again Christian. Don't think that way. Think being reborn to a pure slate because you've broken the cycle, because you've stood up and you said, I not only will heal for myself, but I will heal for my ancestors. It's really a beautiful statement. And again, yes, it is meant for you, because I will tell you, with the billions of people in the world, they're not all going to see this video. They're not all going to be drawn to this reading. So yes, this message is for you. So let's get our ancestors in for sure, our angels and our guides, and see what they want to talk about more in depth with this. It's a very powerful reading, and it's there. For some of you, you know how I read. Some of you, you don't. I am a high empath, so most of how the messages come through are through an emotional feeling. They make me feel a certain way, and I gotta tell you, it's a very strange feeling that I'm having right now. Yes, there are tears of release, so I'm kind of holding back tears, but there's also this inner strength. It's like your angels, ancestors, and guides are telling you, you can be strong and vulnerable at the same time. To be vulnerable is to be strong. To let the emotions flow through you and release them through tears or however you do it, that takes strength. But that release is going to be huge in your life. Absolutely huge. So let's get in here. Let's get in here and see. Yeah, look at that. Sorry. Ace of Pentacles. Right when I cut here, that's the new beginning. So for some of you, it is around finance and money and survival for sure. But this can also be a new beginning of love and relationships and putting yourself out there, right? It really can. So any way you look at it, it's a big new beginning coming in. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something such as the Tower or the World card, just because I feel like this is a big end of cycle moment. And the Tower for me is a big awakening. Like, I realize I'm carrying around, and it's not to blame your ancestors, but I am carrying around those emotional distresses. And now it's time to break that cycle. Very deep reading, guys. Very deep. But needs to be heard. So let's see what we have here. Show us clearly, please. What is the message? Angels, guides, ancestors. Yeah, you want to get to this. Look, 10 of Cups. This is not only something you want to get to, this is something absolutely available to you, right? We're talking about relationships here. Relationships with your ancestors, your parents, your grandparents. Sorry, my camera cut for a second. Your grandparents, the relationship you have with money, coworkers, community, the relationship you have with yourself, the relationship that you have with your children, with your friends. I mean, this is what we're talking about. Being open and being vulnerable and healing, because then you can get to this beautiful rainbow of blessings. That's what this is. This 10 of Cups talks about relationships, period. No matter how you form that. We have relationships with every living thing. Every living thing. We have relationships with energy. Money is an energy. We have relationships with the universe, with our angels, with our guides, with our ancestors. And this is where we heal and we can get this rainbow of blessings to come in. Okay? This is the goal here. That 10 of Cups is the goal. That's what can come in. But again, there's some work that needs to be done. And there just is. And when we think we're done with it, there might be a little bit more work. However, I will tell you what they're telling me is this is a big shift in your life. A lot of you are going to get this message instantaneously, and it's going to be like, whoa. Some of you, this is the beginning of learning how this all works. And you're going to start diving deeper into energy and how energy truly works and how healing truly works. So it's quite beautiful. And I'm not surprised. Yeah, look at that. Learning, right? Page of Swords. Learning, learning, learning. I would advise you guys to keep learning, to keep healing. Because that's where we get true knowledge and wisdom. And that's where we can truly change things in our life. This is a beautiful reading. Show me clearly, please. What is the message here? Show me clearly. All right. Yeah, look at that. There will be success. There will be change. Things will start speeding up once you do the work. The Chariot is about success, but they do the work, right? The work needs to be done. And so the more you do the work, the quicker things will change. The more you open up and are vulnerable, the easier new relationships will come in or change in relationships. You will have success. And this is major arcana. So that's major success in your life. Whether this blockage is money, whether this blockage is love, whether this blockage is anything that you can think of. Your sacred purpose is now to break the cycle. How do you break the cycle? By doing things that bring you happiness and by healing. That's it. And then things speed up. All of a sudden you're going to see big changes in your life. Big changes. And you're not even going to recognize the old identity. I love it. Show me clearly, please. Yeah, look at that. Queen of Cups. Being so in tune with yourself. Being so in tune with the universe. Understanding all the information that is being brought to you. I'm telling you, it is a change. Maybe I'll write a book one day. But I cannot tell you the changes that I have gone through in my life of being a non-believer, if you will, of being very spiritual, of just all the things that I can't even express to you. Breaking a cycle, okay? I am breaking huge cycles from my past generation. I know I am. I'm okay with that. I don't mind being the leader of that change, and neither should you. But I'm telling you, this is so much beautiful knowledge and wisdom and intuition coming in, and having a bigger, better understanding, using not only faith, but science-backed information that we're getting. This is you making a change. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female. This is about, really, it is about the feminine side. We all have a feminine and a masculine side, but it is really about getting very in touch with that feminine side, being vulnerable and saying, okay, what do I need to do to heal from the ancestral legacies that were left? What do I need to do to heal the relationship I have with myself? What do I need to do? This is asking yourself and asking your spiritual team, what is it that I need to do? And when you ask that, things will start popping up. The first thing that ever popped up for me was Reiki, and I could not get enough of it. Not only did I have to have it done, not only did I have to experience it, I had to learn it, and I had to become a Reiki master. But I'm still learning, and I'm still doing more. And I'm still doing much more energy healing. So, I know, guys. I know. It's a long one, but it's one of those messages that you have to hear. Thank you. Yeah. The burdens must be laid down. 10 of Wands. Those burdens are not yours per se. Yes, they were passed down to you, but it's time to release them. That is what you're... I just got really overwhelmed, guys. I think a lot of you needed to hear that. Your burden isn't to carry it. Your duty is to heal it. It's time to let the burdens go. Not because you don't care, and not just to set them aside, but to truly heal them. So you can live your best life. So the generations after you can live their best life. So joy and happiness can be number one. All right. Whew, I'm sorry, guys. That doesn't happen too often to me where I can't hold it back. Oh my gosh, yes, I love it. I love it. The hangman. That new perspective, that light, that, oh my gosh, I see it now. I see what needs to be healed. I see how I need to have faith, but I also can use science to back up how energy works and how I can break the cycle. I can see it. No more blaming my ancestors. More so healing it. What is that movie? There's a Disney movie out there that talks about that. It was just out. I know I'm getting it wrong. Somebody's going to have to correct me in the comments, but it's like Raku, it's a dragon. I mean, literally was just put out in the last year. Talks about that. The healing. Ancestral healing. And that's what you're doing. This is not blaming. This is healing. And you're getting it now. You're learning. You're growing. And it will change your life. It truly will change your life. I love it. Yes. The Queen of Pentacles. I love the two queens coming out. The very, very spiritual Queen of Cups who understands how the universe works, how our ancestors speak to us, how spirit works, how the laws of the universe work. And then the Queen of Pentacles, how to understand that energy and bring it into the physical, how to nurture it, how to care for it, how to have a sense of calm and understanding. All of this leads to a very successful life. So those of you watching this, it's where you stop blaming your circumstances. It's where you stop being a victim and where you truly go in and you become the healer that you are. Because remember, you need to heal, but then you also become the healer for the ancestors. Things change from here on out. From here on out. Do the work necessary, right? Do the work necessary. Show me clearly. Show me clearly. I love this. Very spiritual reading, very healing, but very powerful. Once you realize the healing that you need to do, it really does change everything. It changes the ability to love. It changes the people that come into your life, because it's an energy that we put out, right? Then true love comes in, whether that's friendship, whether that's soulmates. It changes your relationship with money and abundance, and how you literally start letting go of lack mentality. There is something in this reading for you if you are watching. Some of you, it's all of it. Some of it's one area of your life. But it's truly powerful. Your ancestors, your guides, your angels, the divine source creator wants you to have the most joyous, happy love in life. But you still have to do the work necessary. Because now you're a leader. Whether you want to be or not, you can say no to it. But it's your job to let the burdens of that ancestral downloads of emotional hurt to be healed. All right, let's see what else we have. Very powerful. Show me clear. Ooh, yeah, that came out very fast. I love it. I go with the flow and I feel my connection to the stream of life. This rainbow, notice how it's not your typical arch. It is a flow and a stream of life. It is the relationships that we have with everything and everyone around us. And when we heal that, including our relationship with self, that's when we have success. That's when we move forward. And that is when huge, beautiful things come into fruition. So I'm going to ask you very kindly to give this a thumbs up, because I feel like many, many people need to hear this. Although I always say Spirit brings the right people to this video, to these readings, I really feel like if you give a big thumbs up, you'll be helping someone else. Don't forget to put a comment in, right? I always say that that is your journal to the universe. You can phrase it however you want. I am open to being the healer and to be healed. I am open to my sacred purpose of joy and happiness. I am open to being that eternal flame and being reborn and breaking the cycle of the ancestors, not just for me, but for them. However you want to put it in there. All of my love, my light, and my blessings to you.